Hi, everybody. Well, I've had an interesting few days, and I just wanted to share that with you, and we'll get right on it. So, as some of you may know, I've been recently having quite a lot of problems with all my new Bang & Olufsen gear. So I thought to myself, I might as well check out what else they have, as in like the Beolab 90's, and or I also was interested maybe in a Loewe TV, as my BO Vision Eclipse isn't faultless either. So that's what I did. So here you see some driving of what I did to and from the places. Anywho, so I went to a Bang & Olufsen dealer to have a good listening session with some 90's. I'm very sorry I didn't take any pictures of this because I was too much into it and it became very nerdy quite quickly, which is and a good thing and a bad thing for the video. Anyway, those things are spectacular. I don't know what to say about them other than I already kind of knew this. They are beyond anything else, really. But compared to the Beolab 50's, if you're used to Beolab 50's, you immediately know these are a step above it. Most people will think Beolab 50's are terrific, and they are, don't get me wrong. I just had problems with mine. But these 90's, they are insane. However, so is the price. So I'm very much considering if I should go with 90's or not, because they are rock solid. However, yeah, the price is somewhat prohibitive. So I'm thinking about that, and yeah, that is something of note. We'll get to that at some point, I guess, and we'll see what happens with Bang & Olufsen and whatnot. I also decided to have a look at the Loewe Bild 7, because I've seen that TV before and I really do like the design of it. I mean, the sound is by no means as good as a BO Vision Eclipse, but in many other aspects I feel it's almost like the TV Bang & Olufsen should have made. I know I'll probably be seen as a heretic in the Bang & Olufsen community for saying this, but yeah, I love Bang & Olufsen, but it's sort of they made me a bit queasy the last few months. That never was the case. I would have never considered really going for a Loewe. I mean, I've looked at them and always thought they were like cool bits of kit, but I always thought Bang & Olufsen was better quality. I'm not so sure about that anymore, so that's where you get the doubt, and I guess that for the brand name of Bang & Olufsen, that may not be the best thing ever. But yeah, here we are, and this is what we're thinking. I mean, to say anything about the TV, the sound is nowhere near as good, but it does have, for my region at least, a double CI plus module, meaning you can both record and watch HD TV at the same time, which is a big plus because the Eclipse can't do that where I live. Secondly, the screen moves up and reveals the soundbar, which is very cool, very much like the Avant, like the old Avant of Bang & Olufsen. I guess you could call them a bit of a copycat. I don't necessarily want to say that, because it is quite different. And I must say, compared to, well, the LG C7 screens, Loewe has done quite a lot to their screen processing, which I think I prefer. However, I've never really seen it at home, so I don't really know what to say about it, other than if I compare showroom to showroom, I think I prefer the picture quality of the Loewe by just a smidge. I mean, it may be only slight, but still. So yeah, that's why I thought of it. And Loewe, I mean, it's sort of a brand new company. They went bankrupt a few years ago, but some enthusiasts took it over, and I mean, they've come back with a vengeance in a good way, and it's something to be really proud of. And I kind of like the geeky stuff they pull with their brand. And yeah, like I said, everything moves. They have a movable stand. The bloody screen actually moves, which is really cool. I mean, in the old Avant, the speaker sort of came down from the screen, and here the screen moves up to reveal the soundbar. If you go with an Almando box, you can actually fairly easily connect Bang & Olufsen speakers to it. I mean, you do have to have another box in your sort of setup, but it basically works as a switch, especially for speakers with the digital power link, like the Cat7 Ethernet sort of patch cables. It works fairly well, and you basically don't even need to use the app all that much. Maybe once for the Almando box, I mean. And the rest is controlled via the Loewe remote in the TV. Because it can still sort of sense where speakers are, and yeah, it seems to work a treat. People have been very effective with that. I mean, a lot of this information is in German, and very little is in English, unfortunately. So even if I stick with Bang & Olufsen, or if I don't, I'll make some informative videos about it, because I think more people should be aware of all the options. I just really like what Loewe is doing. I think they had the right idea at the right time, probably. And they seem to be, especially in Germany, doing very, very well. They're now the third brand in Germany. I mean, wow, call that a comeback. I mean, they were dead 2 years ago. It's fantastic. So this is the Loewe Bild 7. It's playing through just a sound bar, and I filmed it on my iPhone. And this is the Loewe Bild 7 in 77-inch. My god, is it huge. It looks very good though, and the screen still moves up and down. It has all the same features. You can see it here with the Loewe Klang 9 or Klang 9, or whichever way you want to call it. They're very competent speakers. I would equate them roughly to the Beolab 20's. I mean, I like the sound of them. They're slightly less bassy, but probably slightly more in the mid-range, and I kind of like them. Not to mention they're a heck of a lot cheaper, but I still prefer the design of the Beolab 20's. However, if you don't really care, and if you like this and this fits better with your interior, why not? And then we get to the Bang & Olufsen part of my last 2 days. First of all, I came across these beauties. They are magnificent. They are Beolab 5's in all black. They are called the Grand Piano, if I'm not mistaken, the Grand Piano edition. They're super rare. I'm not sure how many Bang & Olufsen ever made of these, but I think it was at special request only, and you had to put yourself on a list of people saying that you wanted to have them before they were even made, really. And I mean, they're gorgeous. It seems like you need car polish to like keep them in this sort of shape. I really like the look of them. I wonder what Eric thinks about them. He probably loves them as well, although Bang & Olufsen in white is his thing. But yeah, I mean, they're fantastic. We'll probably talk a bit about them with Willie on the podcast on Sunday. 7th already coming this time. But as you can see, I took some photos of them again with my crappy iPhone camera. But it does the job. And yeah, it's just magnificent. I mean, I really love these. Had I known about these sooner, that they were like available somewhere even remotely close to me, I maybe would have gone with these, because they're so iconic, and these in particular are so rare. I mean, maybe I would have changed the bottom to white and kept the black, but this is just plain gorgeous. In the photos, as you can see, are not the greatest quality, but you'll have to do with it for now. I forgot my camera during the day. I mean, my proper one, which I make YouTube videos with. But as you can see, I mean, like, this is just gorgeous. My God. I mean, I also forgot my camera and to take pictures of my listening session to the Beolab 90's, but more on that in a mo. So yeah, these are that, and I love them. If I had extra cash to spend and to just sort of toss around, I would just buy these, keep them in storage, or even put them in another room, or just look at them. To me, they're that beautiful. And then we get to the Beolab 90 bit of my last 2 days. I mean, my God, do they sound fantastic. I mean, we'll talk a bit more about it on the podcast with Willie, I'm sure, because I listened to them last time was over a year ago, maybe a bit longer even. I knew they were great, but this sort of greatness is and sort of memorable, but also you forget how great, truly great is. It is fantastic. I got the whole book with all the specs and whatnot, and it's really a good read. I like it. I mean, you see how they were built, how they were made, and I saw them as you see them here on the side, and like in the black. And I'm pretty sure if I were to get them, I would do what Willie did, as in like they shrink down a bit when you have them in white like this. Obviously, then the other option is like this aluminium you see right here where my mouse cursor is. You can have that in rose golden. I don't know if you can properly see the difference. It's not for me. However, I do like the aluminium you see right now, and that is very timeless. I mean, that'll look good 20 years from now, maybe even 50 years from now. That'll still look good. However, I saw this color as well in like the little sales package they have. It's a brass tone, and I think that looks amazing. You can also change the base to a darker panel. I don't think that looks that great. However, it does make the brass tone pop a bit more. I'll have to sort of ask for a sample and hold it against my floor and see how it looks here. I have a feeling this may be too dark, and the oak bottom is the way to go. I mean, it just looks fantastic. As I said before, though, the price is somewhat very prohibitive, so it got me scratching my head, and all I can say for now is I'll have a very, very hard think about it, especially after my quarrels with Bang & Olufsen as of late. Yeah, so if you like what I do, please subscribe, because I'll keep everybody updated whatever I decide to go with, or whatever happens with Bang & Olufsen. I hope everybody has a good day, and yeah, leave a like if you like it. If you don't dislike it, that's fine too. Leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you just want to say anything, that's fine too. Please comment. YouTube seems to like comments now, as do I. So far they've been all positive, and I like that. I like our little community here on YouTube. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.